Marx said that religion is the opiate of the masses. Now, most people that actually delve into Marx figure out that what he meant was that religion is a pain reliever. It is something used on the poor to relieve them of the stress of their working situation. And it gives them something to do, it gives them something to believe in, it gives them some relief. That's what it's about. Opium was more or less the painkillers of his era, and thus that's how most modern Marxists interpret it. The difference is, however, religion has become, in a lot of ways, even worse than it was in those times, because at least back then, religion was wary of free market capitalism. Now it endorses it, and thus is in every way worse, and has become an even more monolithic, fascist institution. And that's why communists are much more vehemently opposed to religion than they were or would continue to be under those pretenses. Like, for example, every rule that most religions abide by is something that hurts the working man. Let's look at the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not steal. Well, then how come it's okay for our employers to steal? They steal the land, they steal the resources, they steal our labor. They seem to have no problem stealing. But then when we do it, suddenly we're wrong? How is it stealing if we were stolen against first? That's not stealing, that's defending yourself. And who decides what is and isn't stealing? If under the pretense of property, then everything is theft. Because who said you had the right to take the resources, dictate how they're ran, and then tell other people what they can and can't do with it? Property is theft. And therefore, you cannot blame anyone for stealing when they need to survive, or they're sick of this bullshit. Another rule is, honor your father and mother. Your father and mother don't know shit. I'm just going to point that out there. Maybe your father and mother are nice people. Maybe they know a thing or two. But if they're this complacent with society to be your father and mother and be part of the matrix system and continue to go to work every day and just wait to die, then they don't know shit. And therefore, you should not honor them. You should not hang on their every word, because clearly you're just going to be as brainwashed as they are if you listen to them. Not to mention the fact that they are simply people. They may love you, they may take care of you, they may have, parented you and cared for you, but they are still people. They are still capable of being wrong, they are still capable of doing bad things, and therefore to honor them simply because you came out of your mother's vagina and were birthed by your dad's sperm is ridiculous. It's just part of the social hierarchy. Another rule is thou shalt not kill. Why not? Some people deserve to die. Why are our masters allowed to go out and kill billions of people in wars, poverty, eugenics, but we're not allowed to kill for our own personal growth and our own relief from all this evil bullshit? Again, it's merely class hierarchy. It's merely religious people telling you, the poor, that you're not allowed to do something that the rich can do. That's all it's about. And therefore, religion is far more detrimental now than it was then. Because at least back then, it did oppose the market, even though it insisted upon keeping class hierarchies. But now, it just might as well be capitalism. That's why you cannot support religion as a communist. And I do not blame religious people individually, because you know what? They are brainwashed, so they are powerless. They will not hurt me in any way because their religious beliefs will not let them. But the religious institutions that brainwash these people would hurt me because they know better. They are not stupid enough to believe the lies they spout. That's why every powerful country in the world is secular. Why is Iran a secular country when everywhere around it is Islamic fundamentalism? Why is Europe a secular continent when most of the people aspire to some vague interpretation of Protestant or Catholic or whatever? Just like in America. Lots of people in America consider themselves Christians, but then why does the church get away with so much what the individual Christian would dare not do? It makes no sense, does it? Until you realize that there is a different standard completely for the rich versus the poor. And you're not willing to deal with that difference. You're not willing to comprehend it and to accept it. The fact that you are evil simply because you are poor, and therefore are not entitled to doing the things that the rich can do. That's what it's about. It's about the fact that they think they're better than you. Period. And if you don't think that, you're a moron. There is just blatant evidence everywhere, and you don't want to see it. You want to think that everyone is equal and everyone is treated equally under the law, when that is not the case. It should be the case, but it's not the case. And until you see that fact, it will never change. Until you realize how unequal we all truly are, we can never really be equal, because we have to fight for that equality. And the only way we can fight for that equality is by diminishing the very institutions that perpetuate it under the false pretenses that we are equal. Religion being one of them. So, I just wanted to get that out there about my opposition to the religious institutions and the messages they preach of love, tolerance, mercy, pacifism, and things like that, which are all in contradiction to a workers' revolution. See you later.